The tiger is the largest of the big cat family. It is rivaled by none in ferocity and strength. It is considered an apex predator, meaning it has no known predator other than man. The tiger is an endangered species. Its range stretches throughout parts of North Korea, China, India, and Southeast Asia to the Indonesian island of Sumatra. The largest of the tigers is the Siberian tiger. It measures up to 13 feet in length and can weigh over 600 pounds. The rare Siberian tiger has longer, softer fur. The Bengal tiger accounts for over half of the world's tiger population. The Indo-Chinese and Sumatran tigers are bright reddish tan and marked with almost black vertical stripes. The underparts, inner sole of limbs and cheeks, and a spot over the eyes are whitish. White tigers are not always albino, but from time to time they are spotted naturally in the wild. Black tigers also exist, however, they are very rare. The tiger's claws can extend up to 4 inches, and their teeth can measure up to 3 inches. Its bite force can exceed 1,000 pounds per square inch. Their muscular bodies are heavy and can easily pin their prey down before killing them with their teeth and claws. Tigers can run at speeds up to 40 miles per hour. Their incredible mixture of size, speed, and raw power makes them swift predators that can easily take prey by surprise. The tiger has adapted to a wide variety of different environments, from the Siberian taiga, where it's extremely cold, to the mangrove swamps of the Sundarbans, where the temperature can reach more than 104 degrees Fahrenheit. They are home to habitats ranging from rainforests to grasslands. The tiger is less tolerant of the heat, which could be why these big cats are such skilled swimmers and enjoy bathing. Tigers usually hunt at night, and they prey on a variety of animals, but prefer large prey such as deer or wild pigs. Tigers have been known to prey on much larger mammals, such as elephants or buffalo, and even domesticated livestock. After making the kill and consuming what it can, it deliberately attempts to hide the carcass from vultures and other scavengers. Tigers are solitary animals. They typically establish and maintain their own territories. Mating usually occurs in the winter months, and once pregnant, the female gives birth to a litter size of 2 to 4 cubs. Although rare, they can give birth to more. Tiger cubs are born blind, and even when their eyes open, their vision is not clear for up to 8 weeks. The mortality rate among cubs is very high, especially if food is scarce. Offspring must endure long periods of the mother being absent while she's out hunting. The weaker cubs usually don't make it due to the stronger and more aggressive cubs taking the food. Cubs remain with their mother for approximately 2 years. Male cubs grow much more quickly than females and usually leave their mother earlier. The average lifespan of a tiger in the wild is around 11 years, but they can live over 20 years if conditions are good. Across all the different ranges of tigers, they face unrelenting pressure from habitat loss and retaliatory killings. These magnificent animals are forced to compete for territories with each other and often fast-growing human populations. Some tigers become man-eaters. This is usually the result of a disability caused by age or injury, defense of cubs, or a kill, or even a juvenile acquisition of the habitat from the mother. A man-eating tiger is extremely rare, except in the Sundarbans, the northeast Indian state of Uttar Pradesh, and Nepal, in and around Royal Chitwan National Park. In the latter part of the 19th century, tigers killed more than 1,000 people each year in the Indian subcontinent. In the mid-1930s, For 5 years, tigers killed more than 7,000 people throughout India. Prior to the 20th century, tigers killed many people, and it was difficult to alleviate the threat. Tigers were ruthlessly hunted and killed until they became critically endangered. As these big cats have rebounded in many of their historic ranges, humans have developed areas not far from those ranges. From 2010 through 2019, tigers have killed 383 humans and many more livestock. In the early years of the 20th century, the Champawat man-eating tiger killed 436 people. In 1903, the army was called in to dispatch the tiger because the animal learned how to avoid the village hunters. The animal was flushed out but escaped into India, where she began her terror again. She learned from the previous experience, and over the next 4 years the tiger terrorized the Kumaran district. The tiger killed 236 people. The villagers believed the tiger would only hunt at night, so during the day their guard was down. However, the tiger began hunting during the day. People were too afraid to leave their homes. They would barricade themselves inside if the tiger killed someone nearby. The tiger mostly focused on women and children and would space out her attacks to a 20-mile area. She would attack and kill someone, then move 20 miles away, attack and kill someone else in the same day. These attacks went on until 1907, when a British hunter named Jim Corbett managed to track down and kill the man-eater. He was hired due to his reputation and experience with tracking and killing big cats. Corbett insisted on being the only one tracking and hunting the tiger. After the tiger killed a 16-year-old, he was examining the scene of the attack alone when he was nearly killed by the tiger himself. He was able to shoot into the air and eventually scare the animal away. He then sought the help of villagers to help flush out the tiger. He took 2 shots at the tiger, injuring it, but he was out of bullets. The tiger was coming toward Corbett. He grabbed a gun from another member of the party and was able to shoot the tiger only 20 feet away. After the tiger was examined, it was discovered that it was missing 2 canine teeth and approximately 12 years old. Experts believe the combination of the missing canines and the age of the animal forced her to hunt easier prey, which were humans. By the middle of the 20th century, India had lost all of its Asiatic cheetahs and almost all of its Asiatic lions due to overhunting. The country's tigers most likely would have been completely lost as well, if not for Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, who made it illegal to hunt tigers in 1971. Gandhi was considered India's greatest wildlife savior. She strengthened wildlife legislation and set up protected areas and even created a tiger task force. At the same time, similar movements were happening in Europe. People started to wake up to the fact that if something was not done quickly, then some of the most majestic creatures on Earth would be completely extinct. In 2022, a 3-year-old male Bengal tiger, known as the Maneater of Champaran, also known as T104, stalked the forest and sugarcane fields near a village in West Champaran, a district in the northeastern state of Bihar. In May, T104 snuck into the village at night and dragged Bhagati Kumari, a 12-year-old girl, from her bed. The following Saturday morning, T104 killed Sanjay Monto, a 36-year-old widow, and her young son. T104 killed 9 people over the course of 1 month. Authorities began a hunt for the tiger with attempts to tranquilize the man-eater, but it proved unsuccessful. The village people began to criticize the authorities for not being able to keep them safe. Chief Wildlife Warden P.K. Gupta told reporters that a team from Hyderabad and another from Patna were hunting for the tiger with shoot on-site orders. 200 Forest Service officials and 8 sharpshooters were called in to help find the tiger. An ambush was set up. 2 teams of police, some of them riding elephants, went into the forest to flush the tiger out of the forest and into the waiting sharpshooters. Drones were also used to track the animal. At 3:15 p.m., T-104 was shot dead. Valmiki Tiger Reserve Director Nashamani K told reporters that an autopsy would be performed on the tiger and its remains would be sent to wildlife research institutes for forensic testing. Approximately 225 people were killed in tiger attacks between 2014 and 2019 in India, according to government officials. Conservationists state that rapid expansion of human settlements around forests and key wildlife corridors could be the reason for the increase in the number of attacks. India has about 70% of the world's population of tigers. It's estimated that there are just over 3,000 tigers left in India. In Russia, near the village of Odur in the Khabarovsk region, an elderly retiree noticed his pet dog was missing. After investigating the area, he noticed tiger tracks and drag marks. The man was angry and followed the tracks for quite some distance. Eventually, the man ran into the predator eating his pet. The tiger viewed the elderly man as a threat to his food, so the animal pounced on the man and killed him. Later, his remains were located near what remained of his pet dog. The man's body showed clear signs of the tiger viciously attacking him. Authorities in Khabarovsk have reported almost 300 incidents of tigers wandering into populated areas in 2023, and occasionally the big cats have killed dogs and attacked people. Earlier this year, residents in the region asked Russian President Vladimir Putin to help provide better protection from the endangered tigers. In February of 2023, 18-year-old Chetan was harvesting coffee on a plantation near the Nagaraho Tiger Reserve when he was attacked and killed by a tiger. The funeral was held later that evening, and his grandfather and all of his family were in attendance. The next day, 5 hours away, his grandfather Raju, a Jinu Karuba tribesman in Karnataka, stepped outside of his home around 6:30 a.m. and was attacked and killed by the same tiger. In a cruel twist of fate, a third family member died of shock after hearing about the 2 tragedies. Authorities began a massive effort to locate the Maneater. It involved 5 elephants and over 150 field staff. They set up 25 trap cameras. After many hours of searching, the 9-year-old tiger behind the attack was found near the Nanachi Gate of the Nagaraho Reserve. Some officials were angry for workers not taking appropriate action after the first death. One official, Karnataka politician K.G. Bopaya, said, "If the Forest Department finds difficulty in handling tigers, give us the power and we will handle the tigers." The tiger was sedated and moved to captivity for the safety of the community as well as the tiger. Badai Tharu grew up in the Bardhayan region of Nepal, near the western border of India. He grew up with tales of tigers. Around the turn of the 20th century, more than 100,000 tigers were in Asia. By the 1970s, the tiger population had dropped down to 20,000. Tharu remembers his parents telling him stories about tigers. The tiger took on a mythical quality. He remembers, when a tiger came into their village, it was a sign of their god's displeasure. The villagers would set up a place of worship for the tigers and treated them like deities. This ritual still occurs today. After becoming an adult, Tharu became deeply involved in conservation and protecting the tiger's habitat. In the 1980s, the area around Tharu's village was deforested and barren. However, by 2001, the land was handed over to the community who rely on it for daily survival. The area is known as the Kata Corridor. It links the Kedarnath Wildlife Sanctuary in Uttar Pradesh, India, with Nepal's Bardia National Park. The forest grew rapidly, and in 2021, it won the WWF's Conservation Excellence Award. With the forest restored, the wildlife returned, as well as the tigers. In 2004, Thoreau was in the forest with around 150 community members collecting wood and grass. He was overseeing as chairman of the Community Forest Initiative. The people were unaware that they had inadvertently surrounded a tiger. He was unable to find an escape route. The tiger was cornered, but the people didn't know the tiger was near. Without escape, the tiger attacked the first person he noticed, Thoreau. Luckily, with all the villagers around, they were eventually able to scare the tiger away. Thoreau was rushed to the nearest hospital where he lost an eye. He felt he was being punished for something he did. He was angry at the tiger. He states that he felt the urge to return to the forest and seek vengeance against the beast. As time passed, his anger dissipated, and he came to understand that they were in the tiger's jungle, and he only attacked out of fear. Thoreau recommitted to protecting the tiger population and their habitat, and preventing human-wildlife conflicts in the region. With the forest thriving and their tiger population growing, being an amazing conservation story comes with a new issue: human-wildlife conflicts. The NTNC, or National Trust for Nature Conservation, monitors tigers with cameras. The organization identifies problematic tigers. The team analyzes the behavior patterns of these problematic tigers. A tiger will almost always return to an attack site, which allows the team to discover if the tiger is frequently involved in human conflicts. If so, the tiger is located and captured. The NTNC also tracks the deer population, which is the tiger's usual prey. This is done to ensure there's plenty of food for the tigers. The team ensures that the deer population is away from villages. This aids in containing tigers within the national park and lowers the possibility of conflicts. The team also created artificial watering holes away from the villages to encourage the tigers to stay away from human areas. NTNC researcher Umesh Paudel says, "Our community members are encroaching upon wildlife habitats, venturing into the forest alone, and disturbing the natural habitat. As a result of this disturbance, they often encounter attacks from tigers." He states it's much easier to influence human behavior than to change the tigers. Therefore, the NTNC works with the communities to educate and empower them. They also assist in installing infrastructures such as shelters and fences. Tigers are considered a keystone species, meaning that they are essential to the forest ecosystem that surrounds the communities. Thoreau states, "The tigers were once endangered, and now they are back. It is good news for us." He said by teaching communities to take precautions, he hopes the tiger attacks can be reduced. He said, "Every being has equal rights on the earth."
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more from Wild Animal Network.